What's good with y'all? You know what it is. It's your boy, the chosen one, guys. Chosen son. Ignore the white stuff on my face. It's sand from sand and mud from work. But I had to come on here, man. We gotta chop it up, y'all. We gotta chop it up, yeah. Nah, man. We pushing 70, 60. What's wrong with me? We pushing 90 days celibate, man. And I just wanted to come on here and talk to the men about, you know, holding your energy, your life energy, your essence, right? So I'm gonna just go over my journey so far, what I've been feeling, and you know, where it all started, right? So before I was even celibate, you know, I was in a relationship that ended. Obviously, I got a video on here to explain and go over that. If you want to go watch it, it's called I forget what it's called. I'm gonna put it up on the screen or in the description or something. But anyway, I was in a relationship, man, and I was getting it in all the time, bruh. Like, I remember my man's born raw. We used to talk and whatnot, and I would tell him, I was like, man. He was like, y'all, you don't link up with your girl and y'all just chill. I was like, it always ends in the act, you know? and it just was crazy, bro. Cause I realized, you know, closer towards the end of that situation, I started getting a lot more lazy, right? I started getting a lot, I wasn't as motivated and all of this type of stuff and whatnot. And when that ended, I said, you know what? I'm about to go celibate. My goal was to go celibate for a whole 365. So we had like day 80 something. We pushing 90, very close to 90. So I want to be coming on here updating y'all with my journey, because I feel like it helps, right? It helps keep the motivation up, right? And if anybody else is watching this, let's go a year, man. Let's go a year. Let's tap in and go a year. Let's really go longer than that, but let's shoot for a year, bro. I want to start off by saying, bro, if you can't control your sexual energy, bro, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. And it's really gonna cause for you to have a lot of issues going on up here. And you're not gonna be as motivated. So let me talk about some of the things I went through, right? When I first started, this is not my first time doing semen retention either, but when I first started, you know, obviously I was a bit lethargic and whatnot. You know, you start off with the brain fog, of course, and all of this type of stuff. But what I did something that most men don't do when they start their journey. And I think this helped me kind of get past that stage quick. When I had first got out of my relationship, the first thing I did was I fasted for 7 days. Now, fasting is important because fasting helps you consecrate your flesh. It gets all of the demons up out of you. You know, you purge the demons up out of your body. So I had fasted for 7 days, only drinking water. And after that, you know, I was feeling phenomenal. So I didn't really receive all of the negative withdrawals and all of this type of stuff because I was purging my flesh. I would say this is something that they not gonna tell you. People not gonna tell you, bro. If you gonna go on semen retention, fast for a couple days. It's gonna make it way easier, bruh, to push forward. But fast forward, I wasn't getting no urges for real until probably about day 30, day 40, because I was so locked in. I was transmuting my energy. I was getting into the gym, and I'm still getting into the gym, but I'm getting into the gym 6 days a week, you know, working and all of this type of stuff, and just getting back on making my pay and all of this type of stuff. So another thing you have to do while you going celibate is you have to sit up there, you have to figure out something to do with your time and your energy. You know, the sexual energy you building up, you can't just sit on it. You got to use it, because it has to be transmuted. I'm gonna do a video on energy and how energy works in transmuting your energy positively, right? So I was getting heavy urges around 30-40 days, you know, beat them and whatnot. I had a video where I was talking about, you know, I DM'd somebody DM'd the girl and whatnot. But I reneged on it around like the 40-day mark. I was talking about that. And, you know, it was what it was. You know, you're going to have your ups and downs, but ultimately you just want to stick it through. So fast forward, you know, everything was pretty good from the 40-day plus. And recently I had another surge of like, I call them lustful shivers, right? I call them lustful shivers. I had another surge of lustful shivers, and it was kind of tough, man. This time around was kind of tough. Wanted to boot up or go out and get active, but, you know, ultimately didn't do that. And understand that all of this stuff is a phase, right? You know, that lustful feeling, that period of days you might be, you know, lusting and all of this type of stuff, it's only gonna last for so long. It's not gonna be a long time. It's only gonna last a day or two or three. And once you get past that, you'll be out of the woods, bro. But the effects I've been feeling, man, I've been feeling great. I'm at the best place in my life, physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. And you know, so it's a beautiful thing, because once you start really getting up to this point, you know, the 80, 90 days, you know, your dopamine, what it start doing is start leveling out. So therefore you appreciate things more. Like, I see women now and I just appreciate them. You know, I appreciate the beauty and whatnot. Also, another thing I'm personally experiencing now, and maybe because of my spiritual growth as well, is that a lot of these women out here, if you stay in the cities, you know what I mean, right? A lot of these women out here, they not doing nothing for me. Like, you will realize, you'll be able to discern a lot of the, you know, low tier women, and that you would usually lust over, and you'd be like, nah. Semen retention and celibacy is good because it trains you to be a husband, right? And this is an important thing, right? Because a lot of people use semen retention. They use it in order to attract women. What's the point in that? You over here denying yourself women to attract them. What's the point in that? Use it to better yourself. Use celibacy to better yourself. A lot of people in this time frame, they sex addicts, bro. They sex addicts and they corn addicts, and the women included. You know, it's not only just men. It's a lot of these women now, sex addicts, straight sex addicts. You know, so it's a thing in which if you gonna do it, you have to do it for yourself, bro. For me, one day I want to be a good husband and I want to be a father. You know, that's been the thing that's keeping me going. It's like, I want to be able to I want to be the man I want to become for my kids. You know, we live in a time frame where everybody just rush into stuff. You know, everybody got trauma going on. And doing semen retention, it really can help with a lot of your trauma. You know, it can help with a lot of your trauma, and it prepares you for an actual good woman. It helps you attract an actual good woman. That's why, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you won't sit there and you won't feel like, dang, you know, I want all of these women to talk to me. You will be able to sift through the women you see on a day-to-day basis and be like, and she fine, but I don't care. Shout out to Gia, no boo. You fine, but I don't care. No cap. You will be able to see that. And then when a woman of actual virtue comes along, you know, she gonna be attracted to you. You don't have to chase nothing. That's the issue. That's mind meat stuff, bro. When we out here chasing, you know, and people are gonna tell you, right? Don't let people deter you. That's the devil. People gonna tell you while you on your journey. They gonna think, cause I'm on this by choice, right? You would tell them that, they'd be like, no, you just don't get no hoes, bro. No, you just not him. No, I couldn't do that. I don't see how you're doing that. That's dumb. You need to go get some coach, bro. Do not let them drag you into that. Women gonna be like, what are you? When you deny them, what are you, gay? You must be scared. Don't even fall for it, bruh. It's the devil's tactics. Another thing, bruh. Bro, when it come down to being celibate, bruh, it should be our default. It should be our default. For single men, it should be our default. Because the issue that we go through now is a lot of mind meats. Dudes that pedestalize women and just all they want to do is just have sex all day and get their rocks off and, you know, defile themselves. They messing the game up, right? And it got a lot of women's egos inflated to where, you know, everybody just view each other as objects. Everybody dopamine line is so low. They just view everybody as objects. They view everybody as opportunities. And that's the issue. Like said, as a man, once you start holding your seed, you start being able to view women as humans. You don't view them as objects. You watching porn, you sexualizing women all day, you undressing them in your head, you don't view that person as a person. And that has to stop. That has to stop. Truth be told. But yeah, man, we 90 days in, man. You know, and I'm gonna keep it a beam, bruh. I don't know who need to hear this, but sex is better when it's with somebody you care about, bro. All of that zombie stuff, that's another thing. All of that zombie stuff is dead. Like, I've come to the realization I could never sit up here and commit that act because it's a sacred act. But what the devil has done, he's perverted it to make it so normal nowadays. This is another way I upgraded. I realized, bro, I cannot do that with somebody I don't care about. I don't see how men be having one night stands and all this. I can't do it with somebody I don't care about, bro. It's way better when you care. It's way better when you refrain and you're not committing that act every single day with the person you with. You know, y'all take your time. You know, you let a week go by, you build the anticipation up. And you actually have some emotion there. You able to look in a woman's eyes while y'all doing that, and you could tell y'all connecting on the spiritual level. It's a different ball game. But yeah, man, sexual activity has been perverted now, and as men, every man need to be going celibate, bruh. Every man needs to take some time to refrain from women. Even if you have a girlfriend, you in a relationship, you need to take some time to build your energy up. Y'all need to have an agreement, because it's not normal to be just constantly going at it. It's not normal, bro. You gotta have, it's a time and a place for everything. And when you start becoming feral in your mind, when you start delving too much into your flesh with anything. With all of that being said, man, if anybody else on these, comment below if you on a celibate journey, how many days you in, bro? Or if you not, comment a goal you want to reach. If you thinking about it, you think about starting it, comment a goal you want to reach, man. And anybody, you know, I always have my Instagram handles and stuff on here. I got a new TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. You know, the handle gonna be right there. But to anybody, man, if y'all on your journey and you feel like you struggling, you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. We can chop it up. You know, I'm cool with chopping it up with people who want to build. You know, that's the whole point of this channel, is to get people to renew their minds in this time frame we live in. And it's getting so cold out here. My hands is freezing. But yeah, man, that's my little journey. I'm gonna be updating y'all along the way as we go. Probably gonna do another video once I get halfway through, about 180 days, right? They say it take about 180 days to fully bring your brain back from sexual immorality and whatnot, corn and sex addiction and all that type of stuff. So we gonna come back in 180 days, let y'all know how I'm feeling, man. We gonna keep going strong. Stay strong out there, man. With that being said, it's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son. I'm signing out.